What is money? To answer the question outright, it's a medium of exchange. In other words, I can use this thing to buy just about anything from others. But if money was only a medium of exchange, why does it have such a big impact on our day-to-day lives? Hello there, my name is David Dowd, and if we're meeting for the first time, welcome to David James Investments, where we'll learn about homeownership and finances. Today's video is inspired from chapter 1.1 of Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. If you want to check out the book, which I highly recommend, I will leave a link in the description below for you to get your copy. So why is it that money can impact our day-to-day lives, even though it is simply a means to buy things from others? This is because money is a tool that we can use to buy solutions to our problems, like putting food on the table and buying back our time by having others do stuff in our place, which is defined as delegation. I love this quote from Tony Robbins. Money, it's simply a tool, a source of power used in service of others and a life well lived. Money can allow us the freedom to do things how we want, when we want. If you're getting value out of this video, please hit the like button right below. It's totally free and it gets this video out to more people. Have you done that yet? Perfect. Thank you so much. So clearly, we need money, which immediately begs the question, how do I earn money? The simple answer to that is to provide value to someone else who is willing to give you money for that value. In the beginning, most people trade their time for money, working for someone and getting a paycheck consistently throughout the year. As time moves along, some decide to stay the course of working for someone, but that could mean they are moving up in their place of employment or job hopping every 2 to 3 years to keep getting more money out of the job market for the same position they've had. And then there are those who strike it out on their own to create their own businesses, which can be quite risky, but far more rewarding if they pull it off, because no one ever earns more than their employer unless they themselves become an employer. Either direction can generate even more money for the same amount of time you worked previously at the starting position. The quote from the book that really brings this idea home is, "The secret to wealth is simple. Find a way to do more for others than anyone else does. Become more valuable, do more, give more, be more, serve more, and you will have the opportunity to earn more." Working can be stressful for everyone at some point along the way. The repetitiveness of working the same job for a while can weigh heavy on a person, and the anxiety of having stable income by not being fired from your job or keeping your business alive is yet another layer of discomfort we all face. Additionally, the stuff that people have, at least to the public, is often used to gauge the amount of money someone has, though this can often be misleading thanks to credit, a subject I will cover in detail in this video here. Comparing anything usually will reduce or destroy your joy, especially if it is comparing your position in life with someone else's. Due to the stress, anxiety, and comparisons of our social situations that money can cause amongst the masses, it is often taboo and considered rude to talk about money with others. For example, asking how much someone earns each month will usually raise eyebrows and place frowns on the faces of those you ask, along with the folks within earshot of the question. And yet, a financial education is one of the major pillars of living a full and meaningful life in our world. So whether you want to talk about money or not, there will come a day when you have to. Let's normalize chatting about money with others. Make it the new small talk, because no matter how much we talk about the weather, it is never going to change it. The same cannot be said when talking about money with others. That being said, if you would like to have an in-depth history of money, I recommend the book The Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean Ammous, and I will place a link in the description for you to be able to get the book. Beyond the day-to-day, money can be used to retire ourselves from the workforce if we manage to accumulate enough of it. This starts to go into the realm of investing, which I cover in this video here, so we're not going to be talking about too much of that today. Investing money well essentially means that our money begins to make us more money. In other words, our money is generating a steady flow of income where we no longer need to work to earn money. This is what is called financial freedom when we reach this point, and it is important we eventually get here, as we won't be able to work as much, if at all, later in our lives. But this doesn't always happen for folks, unfortunately. So, in general, we understand what money is and its importance now and in the future. But what is money, tangibly speaking? It actually is a currency made up of paper notes and coins, which has more recently become mostly a digital number representing how much money you have. Currencies vary throughout the world, and the value of one currency will be different from another. This starts to dive into the subject of arbitrage, which I may cover in the future if I can think of enough things to talk about for a video. If you're watching this in the future, and I have done that, I'll link it right here for you to check out. We'll see what happens. There are a lot of people that say money is the root of evil, but they'd be wrong. They are referencing the Holy Bible, and the actual quote is from 1 Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is a source of all kinds of evil. Some have been so eager to have it that they have wandered away from the faith and have broken their hearts with many sorrows. As you can see, money is an evil, but the love of money is. With this in mind, you might be wondering how money could be a source of good. Money can be good when we give it to causes we believe in, if we have set aside money to donate or have leftover margin to do so. We can also use money to build something that improves the lives of ourselves and or others. So, the next time you see an opportunity to use money on someone else, you will probably feel better than the person whom the money is being used on. This is because when we give, we get more than we give in return. Just a common feeling many feel when being generous with others. You should always try to have a perspective of abundance in your life, which will allow you to be able to help others using your money, time, energy, and efforts. If you really want the feeling of fulfillment in your life, do this as much as you can. So there you have it. Money is a medium of exchange made up of paper notes, coins, and a digital number that can be earned by creating value for others and can be a source of good and a feeling of fulfillment when we use money to help others. And very few want to talk about it. The book mentions one thing about money we didn't touch directly here, and that is, and I quote, "Money, on some level, it's an illusion. Money isn't what we're after, but rather the feelings, the emotions we think money will create. Empowerment, freedom, security, helping others, having a choice, feeling alive." Again, you will find a link for the book in the description below if you would like to read it. I highly encourage you to do so. If you got value out of today's video, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. If you'd like to know more about credit, make sure you check out this video right here. All right, I'll see you over there.